Karratha, the Pilbara, Western Australia. 4 p.m. at the Karratha Vet Hospital.
We have a dog that's eaten a 1080.
It's an emergency.
1080 is a poison that is used widespread throughout Australia. It's used to control feral populations of dogs. As soon as it gets here, we need to induce vomiting, and the quicker the better. 1080 is awful. They come in like screaming and then they go stiff and they die. The words suspected 1080, oh God, it just hits you. It's funny because I'm normally the one in the clinic that's calm and they can't rattle. But that moment, I think I went into cold sweats. I had the shakes, my hands don't shake. Just getting set up for a potential 1080 ingestion. It's not something you want to hear. If that dog has eaten 1080, it's horrific. I wouldn't want to see any animal suffer from it. With this one, time really is critical. Not many of them get saved, to be honest. Not many of them survive. And the thought of a loved companion suffering from that, yeah.
This is Western Australia, and in this harsh environment, life thrives. In this episode, one shark could save this family's legacy.
She's perfect. Look at the colour on it.
Fears for a station dog's life.
That animal will die.
And an obese dog weighs up its options.
What do you reckon? You want to go to the beach now, mate?
Animals and families share a bond, even a legacy.
That's what legacy is all about. I try to teach my children the same values.
We follow a career vet, his family,
It's literally been my dream since I was 12 to make a difference with wildlife.
and friends as they care for and protect the animals of Western Australia.
Mother Nature is our religion.
They are the ones we rely on out here. This is Outback Vet. At the Karratha Vet Hospital, Dr. Katie is preparing to treat a dog that may have accidentally ingested a lethal pest control bait called 1080.
Treatment plan when she gets here, depending on how she is, there is potentially the option of trying to make her vomit.
The patient arrives, a station dog from out of town.
Hi, how are you going?
Yeah, not too bad.
Come on down the back.
If Fern has eaten lethal 1080 bait,
We're just going to make her vomit first. Get a catheter in.
Dr. Katie needs to remove the poison from her system.
Jenna, Claudia. Yeah, good. That would be awesome. All right, sweetheart. So she started acting a little bit funny.
Just a little bit growling, or she'll make me growl.
Okay, no worries. What I'm going to do is get a catheter in first. Okay? Good girl, sweetheart. Good girl. So what we want to do is ultimately try and get any potential bait out while she's still conscious. Now, if she starts to lose consciousness, what I'm going to do is anaesthetise her straight away so that we can actually take over breathing for her. If she starts showing clinical signs, they can go very, very quickly, okay? The noise that they make is horrific. I don't want to scare you, but just prepare you. Good girl, sweetheart. It's all right, sweetie. She hasn't lost consciousness.
No,
No proper seizures.
Alert, not the whole way through.
Yeah. Got catheter in both legs, and my number one goal now, while she's still conscious, is to make her vomit. Can you just grab me that big syringe? It's the fat one on the end, the 20 ml. All right, darling. I know this is going to make you feel sick, but that's what we want. Hey, it's what we want. Good girl. This is the best thing I can do for Fern. I want it out, and I want it out pretty fast. Without intervention, that animal will die, and it will die horrifically.
Shark Bay, Western Australia, home to over 1,000 unique marine animals. For this reason, Rick Fenny's son Ed has dedicated his life to the conservation of this World Heritage listed body of water.
The ocean is the life source of this planet. And unfortunately, it's not in a very good state, so we have to do everything we can to protect that marine environment. And that protection, that conservation, just starts with education.
But in March 2020, the global coronavirus pandemic forced Western Australia into a state of lockdown, leaving Ed no choice but to close the doors of his marine life education facility.
We're quite lucky in Western Australia that we didn't get the number of cases that other parts of the world, but putting your heart and soul into a business that all of a sudden has its future on the line because of this global pandemic is incredibly scary.
It's a bloodline with salt in its veins.
It was very challenging to be a co-owner of Ocean Park because we just had to shut down because there was no movement within Western Australia. The great thing about it was we could immediately release these animals because they're right on the doorstep of the ocean.
And the lockdown affected all those attached to the Ocean Park ecosystem.
The aquarium is a group of animals all living together and we care for them, and all of that had to change. So a lot of the animals that we've cared so much for, we had to release back into the ocean.
In time, the threat of coronavirus eases in the state of Western Australia, and Ed is able to reopen Ocean Park. Only now, he is heavily under-sharked.
The mission now is to restock. So we really want to go out and try to catch some amazing animals for the aquarium that we can show our customers and teach them about.
Sharks at Ocean Park are educational ambassadors and are released after a year to ensure the long-term survival of the animal.
I'm actually really looking forward to it. I've got Dad and my best mate Dunk, and we're going to go out and try to catch some sharks that we can show to our visitors.
Oh, it's beautiful today. It's cold out in the wind, but in these little bays, it's sensational. Really, really nice.
Shark Bay is a beautiful spot. We know it holds some amazing animals. So we go out to some deeper water, went out to about 10-metre mark, dropped the anchor, and then just wait. Nothing had really happened for about an hour. But finally, my rod just buckled.
Oh, Jesus.
Something really large had grabbed my line.
I have no idea what to do.
Then it was just action stations.
We just hooked something very large. Oh, Jesus.
It's big.
Here it comes. Oh, that's a big shark.
It was clearly a very large animal. After about 5 minutes, we're literally not going anywhere. I had to pass the rod to Dunk for a bit because my back was killing me.
If you're fishing, if it's your rod, it's your fish. But when we're collecting animals for the aquarium, it's just about getting that job done.
Oh, mate, have a go.
He couldn't budge it, I couldn't budge it. So we winched right up on it.
Oh, there we go. Got him off the water. Oh, look at it.
It evolves as this huge big stingray next to the boat.
Look at that beautiful stingray. Look at him. Oh, wow. That's a beautiful ray, but I don't think we need him. He's a bit too big.
It's good news that we get a chance to release it, and it's bad news that it's not a shark that we can bring back to Ocean Park.
I'm just going to try and get it on its back so it chills out a bit.
Working with stingrays, particularly big stingrays, is really dangerous.
It's got a very large barb, which can do some serious damage. Want to make sure we stay well away from that. Oh, perfect, Dunks. Great release, mate. That's perfect.
Yeah, but we're still no sharks, and that's what we're out here to do, so we thought we'd give it a bit more time.
Ed is meticulous in selecting the right animals for Ocean Park, a process that just takes time.
Ed's rod was in the rod holder, and then all of a sudden, it just went off.
That's shark. Hey? That's shark. Yeah, that's a shark. That's a big shark.
Very confident this was a shark. The line was peeling out really quickly, and I thought, we're on here.
I don't know, it's so weird that it's fighting up on the surface. Look, here we go. It's coming up to the surface again. Can you see it? Yeah. Mate, I reckon this could be coming back to the park.
So we managed to follow it, we got it close to the boat, and...
Look, Badge, he's coming right to the surface. All the way out there. Oh. Whoa!
Started to think it wasn't quite behaving like a shark. Firstly, it came straight to the surface, which is really rare, and there's only one fish I've seen do that before.
Oh, look, I've got colour too. It's not huge, it's perfect. Oh my goodness, what is that, Dunk?
Yeah, Eddie gets it close enough to the boat where we can get a good look at it, and we realise it's not a shark. It's a cobia.
Cobia are absolutely amazing animals. They're actually really closely related to suckerfish or remoras. Usually you find them around big sharks. You'll see them underneath the belly of a big whale shark. They'll hang around a big tiger shark.
According to Ed, this species of fish is ideal for educational display.
They're beautiful in the aquarium. They look magnificent.
So the decision is made to transport the cobia back to Ocean Park.
This guy's too big for netting. We're going to have to stretcher it back to the park, hey?
Yeah.
OK, we've got to get water in that blue live tank, bro.
When we got it next to the boat, we realised, yeah, we'll definitely fit in our big blue live tank. The next issue is getting it in there. We don't want to lift it by the head because we'll potentially damage the jaw. So we decided to lasso the tail.
Our obligation to every animal that we catch is to care for it in the best way that we can. It's really, really important that that animal comes first, regardless of everything else. And it's important that we catch them and get them brought back to the aquarium in perfect condition.
We'll get the bilge pump in his mouth and we'll get him home as quick as we can. We're only about 3 minutes from home.
Supported by oxygen in the tank, the cobia must be transported as swiftly as possible to Ocean Park.
Logistically, the problem with a fish this big is actually carrying it up the hill. A lot of the fish that we transport, we try and keep them in water, so they stay in a live tank. We bring them right up next to the tank where they're going to be put. But this guy, we can't do that. We need to lift him up in the shark stretcher and carry him like he's a shark.
It's got a lot of weight going to come on. Yeah, I've got it. Yeah.
I've never used the shark stretcher for a fish before.
That's the way. Beautiful.
When people see a shark, they can be a little bit afraid.
Heavy?
Yep. To see something like this that looks like a shark and say, look, this is not even a shark. This is a bony fish called a cobia.
Far out, it's a big fish. He's heavy.
That run up the hill is really, really important, and that goes smoothly and is really quick, which means you need to give it everything that you've got. Cobia are a really hardy fish, so I was confident that we'd get him up that hill quickly and he'd have no problems at all.
Good? Yep.
Duncan and I got the stretcher into the water and the fish swims off beautifully. I think a lot of people have a genuine fear of the ocean, and generally it's just because they don't understand it. So every opportunity we have to educate our visitors on a new animal, a beautiful creature from marine life, it helps their appreciation and helps to lower that fear of what is potentially the unknown.
It's a mixed emotion. I feel ecstatic to get such a big, incredible cobia back to the aquarium, but it's not the job we're out there to do. We really need to catch some sharks. So it was a good step forward, but parallel to what we really needed to be doing.
Back at the Karratha Vet Hospital, Dr. Katie induces Fern to vomit in an attempt to empty her stomach of any lethal 1080 bait.
It's definitely not a toxin that we thought for. That is perfectly fine. Good girl. What we're looking for is a chunk of meat. Sometimes they're little like pellets that can be broken up. Good girl. I'm going to get her connected to some fluids on this side as well, okay? First thing I notice when Fern starts vomiting is there's a whole heap of green. But that still concerns me because I know that 1080 can also come as pellets, and this vomit to me looks like potential 1080 pellets. If it went in as meat, it'll look like meat coming back up. These poor dogs, they're looking at you like, why? What have you done to me? I'm going to make her vomit until she has nothing left in her stomach, until she's got bile. But ultimately, it's for her own good. It can be a delayed onset in terms of when that toxin starts to take effect. And what it does is it essentially starves every cell in the body of oxygen. Fern's owner's tough. Probably seen a lot more than I've seen, but the thought of their dog having had access to something like 1080, they are rattled.
Fern's owners are diligent, not taking any chances on whether she did or didn't ingest lethal 1080.
She was just literally in the car, and I never normally let her out, and I just let her out for a tiny walk, and I didn't know he'd been there this morning.
I think at this point, the fact that you got her in here conscious and able to actually make her vomit, that's a lot of steps ahead of how she could have come in. It gives us the opportunity to try and get rid of it before it fully takes effect. This is the ultimate unknown. Nobody saw Fern eat anything. But there's this high suspicion. She was in an area where the baits had just been laid. She went off the lead and Mum, rightly so, panicked. And I think it was the fair thing to do. I can only say that it's a horrific, painful experience. So if she gets to that, CPR or I let her go quickly so that she's not suffering. Without intervention, that animal will die, and it will die horrifically.
After emptying Fern's stomach, Dr. Katie attempts to ascertain whether the dog has, in fact, ingested any 1080 bait.
There's a few little suspicious areas, things that could potentially be a bit of digested meat. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna look at you and say that she's safe. I can't. Is it sitting in her intestines and ready to start killing her? I can't say one way or another, unfortunately, but what I am going to do is get her set up in a bed. I've camped out next to many a dog, but even if I'm there, sometimes if they crash, you can't do anything. That kind of sets up this ticking time bomb for me, counting down those hours until I can, feel safe that she's going to be okay.
Fern is put to bed, leaving Dr. Katie with the anxious task of closely monitoring her for any sign of the lethal poison in her system.
She's conscious. She's not seizuring and she's not screaming. And that's good. If she crashes suddenly, it's about what's fair for Fern. You're effectively telling them that there's every chance that you're not going to be able to do anything. With 1080 bait, things can go bad so quickly. I don't want to be letting her suffer. They walk out, leaving her life in my hands.
Way out west, Dr. Rick Fenny's surgery schedule is as remote as it gets.
We're going out to station near Panawanika to castrate a stallion. He's a bit of a pet, so they wanted him to have a good anaesthetic and for a vet to do it. And that's why we're here today. Station people at the salt of the earth, so reliable. Their empathy, their knowledge with animals is at a very, very high level. If we're going to do surgery on a horse in the open, you want to pick the cleanest possible place, and it's usually the front lawn.
A bit of luxury having a table and a veranda and a lawn.
This particular anaesthetic we use, we put a sedative in first, and then you wait for a minute or two, and they usually decide to lie down for you. When they go down, the head can be the last thing to hit the ground, so you need someone holding that, and then you can get to work.
Horse castration in the outback can often be far more rudimentary than this.
This is a bit older and bigger and a bit more part of the family.
And with 2 swift snips of the scissors, Dr. Rick wakes Bentley from his anaesthetic.
Yes, that one just goes slowly in the jugular.
And Bentley wakes none the wiser.
What I'll leave for you is the antibiotic.
Station work's always been what I've done. When I first started, nearly 50 years ago, I was up on the stations in McKimberley, and I've had a rapport with station people ever since. I guess that's always been part of my life.
It's after hours at the Karratha Vet Hospital, and Dr. Katie's concerned to leave Fern's side for fear the dog might crash at any moment.
Let's go for a little walk. To be having this beautiful dog, essentially her life sitting in my hands, how do you deal with that? She's acting better out here, kind of wanting to be a dog and have a sniff. I tell you what, watching those minutes tick by, it's a long wait. It's a very long wait. Good girl.
Midday, the Karratha Vet Hospital.
So we're in the middle of a day, just a random Tuesday, where there was just case after case after case coming in. Storm, Ruby, where's Cleo? We get a phone call about a staffy that's having trouble breathing. Middle of winter, told to come down. Nobody really thinks too much about it at this point. And then everything just went to chaos. I've We hear that dog when it arrives. It's a sound like nothing else. Do we have any idea what's happened? At that moment, everybody dropped what they were doing and raced out the back to see where we could all help.
Maverick, the staffy, is showing signs of heat stroke. Dr. Katie takes his temperature.
The first thing we notice is a temperature rising and rising and rising. Yeah, it's 42.8.
The condition of this staffy, along with a temperature of 42.8 degrees, means that clinically Maverick has heat stroke.
Oh, mate, you are hot. You are hot. It hits so clearly, we know exactly what's happened. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking it's winter and we have a heat stroke dog. But this is the Pilbara and it doesn't matter if it's winter. These dogs can still overheat so quickly. Right. Tess, can you grab me 2 blue top tubes, the clotting tubes, please, and a 3 ml syringe? So the first thing I want to do with him is calm him down. Essentially, at this point, he's so distressed, and the more distressed he is, the more he's fighting to breathe. So I give him some pain relief, which has a bit of sedation in it, and we start to actively cool him. We're using cooled fluid lines, water. We want to cool him, but we don't want to cool him too fast. The prognosis is scary, to say the least. I know in myself that this dog is not in a good way.
Across Shark Bay in the town of Denham, the last house on the left along the main road serves as Dr. Rick's clinic. And it attracts animals of all shapes and sizes.
Hi, Caesar. So Caesar's here for his annual checkup?
Yep. He's just the best dog ever. He's been in our lives for 3 years.
Yeah, it's good to have animals around here, yeah. Take the stress away, they're really good company. And yeah, they're a good addition to the family, I reckon.
I used to be scared of Rottweilers myself, and then a family friend of ours gave me Caesar. And since then, my opinion on Rottweilers have changed. I reckon they're the best breed of dogs ever.
But Caesar is carrying too much weight for his age.
He's got a feral covering on him. His heart seems fine, but gee, I tell you what, with carrying that amount of weight, it's not good for his heart. Best health advice I can give to you is to try and get some weight off him, because carrying that extra weight, it does put a lot of pressure on his joints. I reckon he's already feeling those hips a bit, and to me, his little back legs are probably not in proportion to the rest of his body. How old is he, by the way?
He's just 3.
3, yeah, so 3-year-old. If he kept putting on this amount of weight, kept getting bigger and bigger, I don't like his future.
Yeah. To me, he looks quite healthy, but then I don't really know the average wage for a Rottie either, so I'm just going by like, oh yeah, can't see his ribs. That's good.
Well, that's the goal, is for you to see his ribs.
Yeah.
So if you can get some weight off now, that he's only 3-year-old, he has a huge life ahead of him. He's having trouble getting in the car?
More just the ones that are like got a bit of a lift on them, like 4-wheel drives and stuff. He doesn't like jumping so much.
The really good news is that just behind you there, Sam, is that that product there. It's called Metabolic.
Yep.
Weight management by Hills.
Yep.
It really pulls the weight off them.
So roughly how much do you reckon would be a good weight for him?
Oh, I would say with a Rottie, that 40, 45 kilos would be good. You feed him not to what he weighs, but to his target weight. Make sure no one else feeds him anything at all. He just gets this alone. As far as weight goes, what goes down the throat is probably more important than exercise.
Dr. Rick needs to know what Caesar weighs in order to advise his new diet.
Unfortunately, I don't have any platform scales here. Well, I've got the old bathroom scales.
I got a forklift down at the pub we could probably go try use.
Oh, truly. That would be novel.
Remote veterinary practice sometimes calls for unorthodox measures.
You don't mind if we weigh our big boy?
Hello, Caesar.
Up here. Good boy. Come on.
You can do it. Oh, he says it's hard. All right.
Dr. Rick uses a local pub's forklift to weigh Caesar.
184 altogether, minus 120 means he's 64 kilos, which is roughly what we're all thinking was around about that, but now we know for sure.
Yep.
So it means we've got a target weight to get down from there. You get 20 kilos off him and he'll be a much happier, healthier dog.
How does that sound to you, Caesar? What do you reckon? You want to go to the beach now, mate?
Yeah, I think he deserves that.
When we go down the beach half the time, we forget the balls. We're like, oh, what do we got? Just throw the plugger for him. He loves it.
After releasing many of his animals due to the coronavirus pandemic, marine biologist Ed Fenny needs to restock the Shark Lagoon in order to continue Ocean Park's educational tours.
So I was absolutely over the moon to get the cobia in the snapper pond, but I can't help but look over the Shark Lagoon and realise that there's still something missing from there.
By fishing for that cobia, we realised there was a lot more action in the deeper, warmer water. So next trip is deeper water, bigger boat, bigger live tank. Now we're ready for anything.
For Ed Fenny, collecting sharks as a marine scientist requires precision, care, and people he can trust.
So it's myself, Dunk and Dad on the big boat. We've got all the gear, the big blue live tanks on the deck, and we've got to go out and catch a shark.
It's so good working with Rick. He's been around a long time and he knows a lot of things, so he's an interesting dude to work with. He's always got some wisdom and some really interesting history.
So the plan is to head out to about 12 metres of water and hope to hell we catch a shark.
For marine biologists, collecting sharks is starkly different from recreational fishing.
For sharks, we'll use a wire trace so they don't bite through the line. Always a circle hook. We've cut the barb off this hook, so it will come out as soon as we need it to. So for now, we're just going to crimp this rig together and then hope for the best. I think we're going to see, hopefully, a sandbar shark come to the boat in the next couple of hours. Would be perfect. It's exactly what we want. If not, there's a very good chance out here we'll see a tiger shark.
How about a bull shark, Dunk? Could they come in this close?
It's possible. It's possible. We'll see what happens. Time will tell.
So we had great conditions, light wind, sun's out, gentle incoming tide, so we just wait. Sometimes you're just blessed and you see a shark within 5 minutes, but more often than not, there's a lot of waiting around. And you start to second guess yourself. Are we going to see a shark? How much more time and resources do we burn here? At some point, you've got to pull the pin and just think this is not working. So that's the frustrating part with shark fishing.
But Ed's passion for marine education heavily outweighs his frustration.
Just out of nowhere, Dunk spotted this absolutely beautiful animal swimming just off the back of the boat.
Look down and it's a perfect little tiger shark, swims straight past the back of the boat. He was just cruising past. He didn't seem spooked by the boat at all, which is a really good sign.
It disappears.
At the Karratha Vet Hospital, Maverick's temperature reaches 42.8 degrees. He's suffering from heat stroke.
With Maverick, my aim was to calm him down, to get him in a state where he was stable and I was comfortable to walk out of the room and have a chat to his owners. We're going to connect him up to some oxygen. Ideally, we want him to keep breathing, but just really calm down that breathing. Can we get him hooked up to the monitor as well? All right. Are you too happy if I go and have a chat to Mum and just call? It literally went from this environment where everyone was running around absolutely crazy to like the calm of the eye of a cyclone. Everything just stopped and it was peaceful. I'd put him under an anaesthetic so that we were controlling his breathing and he wasn't gasping for air, and it was calm. And I was happy to leave him with one of our nurses whilst I went and prepared myself to have a chat to his owners. He's over 42, he's nearly 43 degrees. Heat stroke is one of those things that when it happens, we get this initial cooking and obviously the temperature goes up. What we don't see is the damage that occurs to the cells. What can happen from this point forward in terms of it, and I have to be brutally honest, dogs that are over 42 degrees and sometimes over 41, they don't tend to make it.
It's all my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I literally walked like this like 3 times a week. Like, just... Can you speak to my mum for me?
The owners need you as a person in that moment. They need you to be able to sit down with them and just talk to them and listen. Hi, Jodie, it's Katie. So look, Maverick's in here with us. He's not in a good way. He's got heat stroke. I quickly realised that these owners have been there before. They've lost a dog to heat stroke, so they can kind of see steps ahead.
I just knew he wasn't going to survive. I've lost one before.
The main thing for them is not letting their dog go through anything unnecessarily. I've got Maverick comfortable. He's had pain relief. He's not suffering at this point in time. I can promise you that he's not suffering, okay? I always say to an owner, you know them best, you know what's right. And the decision that they make in that moment, based on my guidance and my medical knowledge, that's the right decision. And I have to be prepared to support them with whatever decision they make. If you want to take your time, okay? Right now, he's calm, he's under an anaesthetic, he's not feeling anything.
Maverick's owners decide to say goodbye.
I'm gonna miss you, buddy.
When you felt the love of a dog or a cat or a bird, it's not something you can put in words. You just feel it. And is it worth it? Absolutely. Does it hurt? Absolutely. He didn't suffer, so sometimes it's the kindest thing you can give him. It's just sometimes hard. Yeah, sometimes it's hard. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be in this game if I didn't feel it.
The shark is the perfect educational ambassador for Ocean Park.
It disappears, which is really frustrating.
Its disappointment becomes Duncan's determination.
Instantly when you see a shark appear like that, it's make sure everything is perfect. Make sure every line has got a bait on it. Make sure all the baits are fresh. Hopefully we do everything we can to tempt it to eat.
Out of nowhere, we see this shape. That was a very dark shape. I didn't want to get excited because we hadn't seen her again.
No, that's the tiger, bro. It's Finn. We got Finn. We got Finn.
It took us 45 minutes until we saw the shark for a second time.
Sure, that's the tiger. Yeah.
And then his balloon started moving. We thought we're on here.
There's Finn. Look.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let him eat it. Let him eat it. Let him eat it. Let him eat it. Yeah.
The squid.
Yep.
After hours at the Karratha Vet Hospital, Fern, the station dog, may have eaten lethal 1080 poison. And after already losing an animal to heat stroke today, all Dr. Katie can do at this stage is wait.
Hi, Helen. It's Katie calling from the vet clinic.
Hi.
Hello. Set a time frame where I was comfortable. If I could get Fern through to that point, I was happy to pick up that phone and call Mum and Dad. Look, I'm sitting here next to Fern, and so far we are very much exactly the same as what she was when you guys were here this afternoon.
Okay.
But no signs of any seizures. She's not had any further vomiting. She's not got any change in her behaviour.
That's awesome.
Some phone calls are sweeter than others, and that was a good phone call. I will give you an update in the morning, okay?
Thank you.
That's okay.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers.
See ya. If she was showing any other signs that things were deteriorating, I would be staying in here with her. But at this point in time, I think it's going to be staying on her fluids and seeing her in the morning. The moment that they rang saying that their dog had potentially eaten 1080, I don't think that they thought they were going to see her again. Good girl.
Marine biologist Ed Fenny needs to collect this tiger shark in order to reopen his educational facility at Ocean Park after the coronavirus pandemic forced him to shut down.
Yep. Yes. Get lines in. I'm only on 45. Get the anchor up.
So then it's all action stations.
We were hoping to get a beautiful little tiger, about 1.5 metres, 2 metres, that would be ideal. And bingo, here we get one.
Yes! Oh my God. She's perfect. Look at the colour on it. Is that what you wanted? Yeah, man. Look at the spots on her tail. Yeah, magic. I need you guys ready when she's ready. Yep. There's not too much time. We need to get the stretcher at the back of the boat here.
Got it. Yeah, luckily I got a really good look at that shark and I was very confident it's the same one that's come back. It's the same species, it's the same size.
What do you reckon? Get her in close. She might be small enough that we can just grab her tail first straight up onto the stretcher. Yep. One swift movement. What we could do is just go straight lasso to tail. Straight tail grab. Yep. And then lasso on tail. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, really, in an operation like this, I've got to say I feel redundant because these guys are so polished in what they do. They do it so very well. All I can do is be very impressed with how they do it.
Everything goes perfectly. We get him up next to the boat and then Ed grabs the lasso to put over the shark's tail so we can carefully lift him up into the stretcher and into the life tank.
Okay, gently. I'm open spool. Yep, let's go straight around the back. Ready, 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Ready? Hang on. Watch your feet, man. Slow. Slow.
When the shark's close to the boat is the most important part. You have less line to absorb the movements of the shark. So stress is highest when he's right there and you need to get it done quickly and efficiently with no mistakes.
Yep, there we go. Okay. Beautiful.
I feel like it went really well, but I'm pretty sure I almost got bitten.
Hold.
Which was a little bit too close for comfort for me.
Yep, perfect, clear. Fantastic. Walls up. Ready, let's go. We can even slide her in tail first.
The utmost precision and care is taken to safely relocate the tiger shark into the live tank.
And we're gonna get out of here.
Tiger sharks need water flow over their gills to breathe. So Dunk has to get in the live tank with our deck hose in its mouth.
That water's passing through her gills and re-oxygenating her.
I can see everything that the shark does. I can feel how much it's resisting. Our animal husbandry is on point, and when we get back to the aquarium, it's going to be in great condition.
From the moment we hit the beach, we have to get the animal out of the live tank, into the stretcher, back into the water, and then run her up the hill into the aquarium.
Nick skin's going, head's moving. Really beautiful. She's looking good.
The key now is to keep the animal moving through the water, which is simulating its swimming. Now I always feel the utmost responsibility. It's been my decision to take that animal from the wild, so I'd be doing it a great disservice if we didn't treat it with the greatest amount of care that we could. That moment when they swim off the stretcher and they swim strongly, it's a eureka moment, but it's also, for me, one of great relief. So to see her swim off strongly was just a fantastic feeling. It's a huge relief to be able to open again after the coronavirus pandemic. I've worked my whole life to build this aquarium, and to have it almost taken away was incredibly frightening.
I've seen it grow from this tiny little dream to something that's just perfectly functional for educating people and respecting this place and the ocean. I love it. I won't ever leave, and it's a big part of who I am.
Sharks get a really bad rap. People are really fearful of them. They'll be able to come here and see that this is a beautiful creature that's not out to kill them. That's why I do what I do. It's to see that lightning moment in people's heads that the actions they make at home directly affects the animals we're showing them and the animals from the marine environment. That's why I do what I do. I love that.
The next morning at the Karratha Vet Hospital, Dr. Katie is anxious to check on Fern.
Hello, miss.
And she is met with a smile.
Hello, darling. Hey. You know, she was pretty unhappy about me making her vomit, but apart from that, it was just once she was okay, she was okay. Come on, darling. Let's go. Let's go for a walk. You're a good girl. Hello. Hello. Do you want to go home?
Dr. Katie grants Fern a clean bill of health.
I think Mum and Dad will be absolutely stoked. It's a great outcome.
And Fern is unable to contain her excitement at the thought of returning to her life back on the station.
Fern is a dog who went through SAFE, our local rescue organisation. She had no family, she had no home. She's not a house dog. She lives her life on a station, running through sprinklers and playing with cows every day. I mean, I couldn't think of anything better. Seeing a dog in their environment is just beautiful. She's so happy.
Oh, she's like your best mate. At the end of a bad day, she's always looking after us and can always put a smile on her face.
Just the ending you want from a story like that.